It's another Tuesday. Another day. Another beautiful day. Another Kambooster interview day. Who's ready? We're live on Facebook, Kambooster Several Figures fan page. We're live on Reggae Storm Radio. Who's ready? JoJo Mac joins me momentarily. This is how it goes on a Tuesday. Make sure you share the live. Blessings. Hi, Sight, how you doing? Jen Y. Who's ready for JoJo Mac? You don't want to miss our story, trust me. Right here on Reggae Storm Radio. Share the live. Once you come in, just share the live, alright? It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Welcome, Queen Kamala. Joe Jackson. Bossa Nova, Kambooster, Bossa Nova. Big up all the early bird them. Hope done. Big up yourself. Early bird catches the most worm, man. Check in, check in, check in, check in. It's gonna be fun, pure fire right there, so. All the UK massive on the wake up. Kambooster interview show is about to begin. Blessings all time, every time.
It's the weekend, I'm not working, I got money to spend. I'm going out to party, me and the girls, then we're gonna party all night.
Commander Joe.
Get on the invite, we're gonna do
Blessings.
like they do in Las Vegas. Anything happen, no one will reveal that. Me and my friends don't join the chat.
Making way for JoJo Mac to join us right here on Reggae Storm Radio. Ready, you ready, you ready? I'm ready too. Casey, blessings every time. Pick up yourself. Once you come on the light, just share the light. Please and thanks. Don't keep the Kambooster love to yourself.
It's popping and the flossing for real. Just in Gucci, Versace, Prada, big brand of feel. That's into reggae, that's all non-stop. We don't act like reggae, cause class we got. We can drink a lot, no problem with that. Cause our limousine straight is in the parking lot. Champagne popping, champagne popping.
We'll be popping champagne tonight.
Club, dancing till the DJ plays up. Getting our groove on, it's girls' night out there having fun. We be chilling in the club, dancing till the DJ plays up. Sipping down Perignon, last call to the bar, it's when we're done. Hey,
It's gonna be an awesome show tonight. We can feel it. Irish reggae. Blessings every time. Try Townsend.
looking out for someone else.
Bless up yourself.
It's just for sale. Everyone
It's gonna be a great night. Kambooster will be holding a reason with JoJo Mac. You'll be hearing her story from start to finish. Jordan J, blessings every time. Colin Morrison. Morris, nice to see you. Everybody who's locked in on Facebook right now, go and bless up on yourself. And for those who are locked into Reggae Storm Radio, this is DJ Kambooster. It's another great interview day. It's Tuesday. The voice of JoJo Mac. Share the life, please and things. This one is called We're Living in Hell.
I dream of a place where everyone is looking out for someone else. No one is just for sale. Everyone is there to help. Nobody gets angry. There's food for the hungry. Everyone have money.
Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. DJ JJ. Welcome, no love, no love. JoJo Mac will be joining us very, very soon. Make sure you get comfortable. Grab drink. You don't want to miss this one. Invite a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend, alright? Pick up yourself. So you know you're fake, cause I don't want to be late to you. Things I never normal in my life. Every day there's someone else to fight. Seem like they don't want me to win. No, yeah, you come here as another one, adding to all the other ones. Another one trying to pull me out again. Why you stop war if you can fight it? Tell me why you step to me and can't defend it. You ain't never gonna get too far, 'cause I never ever lose a war. So you know you're fake, 'cause I don't want to be late to you. This is war, I hope you're prepared. This is war and no one not scared. You ain't never gonna break my stride, 'cause JoJo is my guy. He don't procrastinate, he'll eliminate you. Why you stop war if you can fight it? Tell me why you step to me and can't defend it. You ain't never gonna get too far. This is JoJo Mac. I won't sound like I'm crying. I just want my man back. I heard that you settled down, that you found a girl and we will be interviewing JoJo Mac. I heard that your dreams came true. And she gave you things I could give to you. Oh, friend, why are you so shy? Ain't like you to hold back or hide from the light. I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I hope you see my face and that you be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. You know how time flies on me. Yesterday was the time of our lives. We were born and raised in not sure Uptons. Summer case found by the surprise of our glory days. I hate to turn up out of the blue on the fire, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I hope you see my face and that you be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you. Don't forget me. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. King Top, pick up yourself. Welcome. They should know I'm living out loud, beating the crap out, making some noise. I'm doing it proud. I'm living my life. JoJo Mac will be joining us momentarily. Keeping it alive, celebrating. Grab your drink. Struck myself with confidence in the game, not on the bench. Making money, never ever rest. Malcolm Dale, welcome.
My life is my life to the max. Buy nice things and pay my tax. Make more money, never ever ever stop. Keeping it up to the top. Do my thing, do it big. Just do a little horizon, do it like nobody can. Live life, make it a party. At the Boston and settle the body. Get my money. Take yours. Live life, make it a party.
The voice of JoJo Mac.
Settle the body. Get my money. Take yours. I'm living out now. Leading the crowd out. Making some noise. I'm doing it right. I'm living my life. My future looks bright. I'm keeping it alive. Celebrating my life. Get mine, get my piece of the pie. Take mine, I have never been shy. Make more money, never ever quit. That's why I'm the boss of this. I'm on a roll. Living bold. Special guest in the party.
Welcome.
Control.
Kendrick, welcome.
In the club.
Cindy.
VIP. Everyone trying to see me. Know the boss is me. Leading the crowd, making some noise. I'm doing it proud. I'm living my life. My future looks bright. I'm keeping it alive. Celebrating my life. I'm living on low. Miles ahead of the throne.
Living out loud.
Feel like
That's the name of this one. From JoJo Mac.
in my life. Get my piece of the pie. Celebrating my life. I'm living out loud. Loud.
Living out loud. That's the name of this track that I just played from JoJo Mac. I just want to say thank you to everyone who is locked in right now. Whether you're watching me on Facebook, on the Kambooster Seven Figures fan page. If you're not following that page, please hit that follow button, please and thanks. Or if you're locked into Reggae Storm Radio, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. It's another Tuesday, and you know, once I come on Tuesday, 7 p.m. US time, 6 p.m. Jamaica time, you know, it's interview night. And we don't like to call it interview, but because with Kambooster is more like a reasoning, right? So we'll be holding a reasoning with JoJo Mac in just a moment. So if you have not yet shared the live, please and thanks, hit that share button. You want to spread the joy. You want to spread good music. You want to spread a great reasoning, all right? Don't keep the Kambooster love to yourself. So just hit that share button. Spread it into some groups and some of your friends and, you know, family. Tell a part of them to pull up, all right? That's how we do it every Tuesday. So we're making our way to welcome JoJo Mac. But in the meantime, we could just go on right now. Pick up yourself and every time. As we make our way for JoJo Mac. Blessings every time. Want to give a shout out to Sandra Price. I hope you get well very, very soon, Sandra. Our prayers are always with you. She's one of my #1 fans, so I have to pick up Sandra Price, all right? Prayers up, Sandra. Love you. Make your way for JoJo Mac.
there.
We're making way for JoJo Mac right now. I hope you are all ready. She's a singer, songwriter, artist. She's an author, a radio personality, a woman who wears so many hats. For the very, very first time on Reggae Storm Radio, let's welcome JoJo Mac. JoJo, Wagwan, good evening, welcome.
What's up, Kambooster, 7 figures. It's so nice to be here with you.
I'm elated to have you, JoJo. It's been well awaited, trust me, and I'm so glad the day has finally come.
Who knows that I would be like on the other side of the fence with you, because we do host a show together. So now I'm in your hot seat. Oh boy.
It's gonna be a hot seat, but it's gonna be nice and cool, trust me.
I love it. Your hot seat is not that hot. It's more warm. More accommodating.
Yes, absolutely. That's how we do it in JoJo, because we interview different artists and everything, and we know some people kind of feel, like we don't want them to feel like intimidated, so we know how to do it so everybody feel relaxed. So we call it reasoning. That's what we do. That's our job. So we try to make it comfortable and nice for everybody. And I know one day I'm gonna be in your hot seat too, so I'm not going too hot.
Oh, you mean?
I want you to be easy on me. If you are just joining us, welcome to Reggae Storm Radio. Welcome to Kambooster 7 Figures live on Facebook. I have the very beautiful, talented JoJo Mac on the other end of the line, and we'll be holding a nice reasoning. She just came on, so if you just joined, you did not miss much. Just a warm, nice interview. Introduction that I just gave her. That's all you miss. But welcome everybody. It's so nice to see you. And if you have not shared the live as yet, please go ahead and share the news, the live, because you don't want to miss what JoJo is about to unleash right here on the Star. And right
You're so kind.
on the live. Yes. So JoJo, I get to understand that you are from the parish of Clarendon. Now we know so many stars come from Clarendon. You have man like Coco T, you have Merciless, you have Dennis Al Capone, you have Everton Blender, you have Barrington Levy, just to name a few, JoJo. You were born.
Let's put it this way: almost half of the people from the music industry, the singers and some of the DJs are from Clarendon. Clarendon breeds stars.
That is so true. Clarendon really breeds star. And to come from a parish like that, trust me, you would have to be a star yourself. So JoJo, tell us about growing up in Clarendon. Tell us a little about your early life.
Well, I grew up in Clarendon in one of the little what you call it now, remote areas of Clarendon. It wasn't like one of the cities or anything. I grew up in a place called Kellis. It's remote, not that. Not that country, but it's remote. And, I started, singing there as a little girl, 3 years old. They take me to church and I have to sing my little song, flowers on my shoulders, slippers on my feet, and mama's little darling, don't you think I'm sweet with a kiss? And all of that. And, I grew up doing that in church till I got a little older, and then I started singing, Jesus love me, this I know. And let me tell you, any Sunday they don't make me sing a pure ball in the church, man. So I grew up in church, with a very strict family, very strict family that very protective of me all my life. And good living, I grew up well. I wasn't in need of anything. Everything I wanted, I got it and more. Thought I was a little princess for years. Let me tell you, that I was devastated when I found out I wasn't really a princess,
imagine. Oh my God, I can tell from a young age you enjoyed singing. Because you just said, Jojo, if you did not get to sing in church, you would cry. So I bet they had to put you on the program every week.
And as a little girl, you know, I would be walking up the street to my grandma's house because both grandma's house were close to each other. Yes. And I used to love go to my daddy's mom's house, and because I was living with the other grandma. And it so happens that, you know, people would actually pay me to dance and to sing for them as a little girl, 4 or 5 years old. You know, my original name was JoJo Mac Tells. So when my mom says, when people ask me, what's your name, little girl? I would just put my hand up Kimbo on my hip and say, oh, my name is Miss Mackenzie.
Wow. From an early age.
So from an early age, we are going like that style.
Everything you're saying, Jojo, is like my imagination is running wild. Like I'm just imagining this little girl, little princess who is so bright and, you know, outspoken. I can just imagine what that meant. You understand?
Yes.
So tell us about schooling. Did you do the same thing that you did at church, at school, like in devotions or when they have penny concert and stuff like that?
Yes, I was always a leader in school as well because, you know, I never joined the choir. I was always like a solo singer for some reason. I don't know why I never joined the choir. They just love sing by themselves. So we never joined. Little did I know I could learn a lot from the choir. But you know, if I knew now, if I knew then what I knew now. But you know, I didn't join the choir or anything. So, but I would always be one of those kids who sing at devotion, sing at every function they have at school, and I would lead devotion and growing, and this is primary school I'm talking about. And when I get to high school and stuff in Kingston, you know, I moved to Kingston, and when I get to high school in Kingston, it was the same thing. Where I'm a prefect, I'm leader of the debate team, I'm in the 4-H club, you know, I'm host captain, you know, that kind of thing.
You're in everything. You start, Jojo.
Yes. I played tennis for my school. You know, them kind of things there, you know?
Everything. Phyllis, welcome, Phyllis. Blessings every time. Now, Jojo, is there any other family member that does this? Does it sound like it's a family thing, you know? It doesn't sound like it's just you alone have it.
No, it wasn't really a family thing because nobody sang or played anything in my family. Nobody. I have a couple of cousins now that came from a different generation where, you know, like in England, one cousin over there so we sing, one cousin may play the drum here or there. But in my family, we weren't musically oriented at all.
Wow.
So it was like, to me, it's a God-given gift.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Wow.
For me, it's God-given. I just feel like God-given. That's all. Yeah, you know, for myself, like, you know, when they talk about the talents, God gave the 1, 2 talents, 1, 5, and 1, 10, and He gave me this talent, and I never stopped using it all my life. I don't even know how to stop using it, even if I wanted to.
Can imagine. So how did it start professionally? Did it start professionally back in Jamaica?
I didn't know if it was an intent for it to be a professional thing, but once I was in school, high school, and singing and stuff, and you know, by this time I'm not singing so much in church. Cause you know, you get too big now and going like all that, and you know, right? So I wasn't singing as much in church anymore, but I was singing at every function in school, and all of that good stuff, right? But what happened was, we heard that there was a tasty talent contest and we were in high school, and me and a couple of my friends decided we were going to enter. And we entered the tasty talent contest. I remember there were over 2,000 people that actually came to audition. And out of the 2,000, they took 200, and I was one of the 200. They boiled it down to 50, and then they boiled it down to whatever. And I ended up being a winner. I won the tasty talent contest not long after Nadine Sutherland.
Wow.
So I was actually, that's not in my bio, and a lot of people don't know that about me. And the reason they don't know that about me was because I wasn't given my flowers then as I should have gotten, because everybody that won the Tasty Talent Contest should have gotten a song produced for them by a single by Tough Gong Records.
Right.
But I ran into a big obstacle. I ran into a wall when it came to time for me to do my song. And that wall was just too big for a little girl like me to handle.
Yes.
So, me never go back, cause the wall there was too much, like I said, for a little girl.
Can't climb that wall.
So me just cry go home. And my family didn't really want me to do singing so much. They wanted me to be doctor, lawyer, or something. So they didn't show a lot of interest in like the music thing for me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So no, when I go home crying, they're like, well, you just need to pay attention to your books and don't bother with that singing thing because them too out of order in the business and all kind of things gonna happen to you. But in my head, I knew that I wasn't gonna give up because that wall that I ran into, I told the wall, if it takes me 30 years, I'm gonna do this, okay? Yes.
But you have it in you. Yes. Because normally you win something like, Tasty Talent competition, you have a song, a producer run up to you and, they'll organize for a song to be produced or something like that. So it's
and they didn't let it happen for me. They didn't let it happen for me.
They did not. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It happened for Nadine. It happened for Yellow Man. It happened for Beanie and them. And it never happened for me.
Yes. But you know what, JoJo? The type of person you are, I don't know if it's a Cancerian thing or what, because same way we stay, when them try to block you, you just push more. So that didn't happen that way, but that did not stop you from doing what you know is right, and that is to push your music career. All right, so I'm glad you didn't let that stop you.
And actually, I did make. It wasn't just another win for me either.
Yes.
I made history.
Yes.
I made history. I was the first person ever to win with an original song.
Wow. Yes. That is amazing. Because they normally have like just people do covers when it comes on to those competitions. So you having your original song and winning it, that's a plus.
A song that I wrote at the age of 13.
Wow. And that didn't make them change their mind. But guess what? We now watch that, because you're here now. You're on Kambooster show now. You're on Reggae Storm now. And so many people are locked in listening. Phyllis, big up yourself. Phyllis Francis and JoJo will make you laugh for days. Of course, once I'm around JoJo, I can't stop laughing. Trust me. It's the energy. It's the fun. Yeah.
Phyllis Francis, that's my girl.
Big up Phyllis Francis. Absolutely. Hopton says on Facebook, my wife is Mackenzie and she's also from Clarendon. Whoa, we look like we have a couple of Mackenzies.
Asking if it's Jericho or where?
Where is she from, Hopton? Could be family, Joe. I'm telling you, Georgia, this is such a...
Listen, all the Mackenzies from Clarendon is related to me.
See? Smart.
And some in Manchester too. Mm-hmm. I can tell in the history.
Yes, this is definitely a small world, trust me. Now, JoJo, you didn't make that stop you. You didn't make what happened at Tasty stop you. You're always working. Now, tell us about your experience with Black Oro. Tell us about that, because, not many people get the opportunity to, even go close to a great band, a great group like that. So tell us about that. How did that happen?
Well, the Black Hole story is a long one because I met Ducky Simpson when I was much younger as well, 20-something years ago.
Yes.
I met Ducky Simpson, and at the time, Ducky had asked me to sing with Black Hole at that time, but me being my little self and just wanting to be JoJo Mac, I was Goldie at the time. I was even JoJo Mac. I was called Goldie at the time.
Yes.
And me wanting to be my solo self, because I just feel like I want to sing. I want to be the lead in anything me I do, right? And with Black Uhuru, then it was going to be like me in the background. And at that time, the woman in the group wasn't considered, after Puma, the woman in the group wasn't considered so much a part of the group. She was just a background singer. And I wasn't feeling that at the time. So I didn't, when he asked me to sing background back then, and that was in the 90s, I didn't do it. But what happened, how I met Ducky was he came to a show that I was doing. I was running a club because we have one like a club from the young, right? From the really young. I was running my own club. I was always a businesswoman. So they have a little club called DC Civic Center / Symbolic House.
Is that in Jamaica or in the States?
Yes, so I was running that club and we had a show, we had a show there that night with, I think it was Wayne Wonder and somebody else, right? And Black Uhuru showed up in the house that night. And me being gold, me always open for the artists that come through, So I did my little opening act with my band because I had my own band called Renaissance at the time, and I had my background singers and everything was going on well for me, and I performed that night, and Ducky was so impressed that when I finished performing, he asked me, he said, so do you have a manager? He said, boy, you're like a horse on the stairs. We have to tie you up, right? and he asked me if I have a manager, and I'm like, yes. And he asked me if I could meet him at the club with the manager the next day about 4 o'clock.
Yes.
And I said yes, but he didn't even know it was my club, so already I would have been there anyway, preparing for the following night, So when he came at 4 o'clock, and 2 weeks later I was in Jamaica making my first album ever, called Hard and Soft. Ducky Simpson produced it. Yes. and I was golden then, yes. And shortly after that, with Ducky getting me to be going back and forth to Jamaica, I entered the festival song competition down there in 92, the year that Edda Grant won, so I entered that year, and when I lie, everybody was saying me should have win, but they wouldn't make a foreigner win anyway, but they gave me best arranged song with me like a song with us. So, what a heat in the street, dancing to the festival beat, watching friends and enemies beat, loud the music hot and sweet. What a heat in the street, dancing to the reggae beat, watching Dread and Violet meet, loud the music hot and sweet. Through the years we struggle to overcome all a little trouble. We never stop out the way, we tried hard to reach there. The time has come to get our pay. Let's celebrate Independence Day. What a heat. So that was my festival song competition, and it was the most popular song really, because even the church people, they were calling and said, look, take our video off of the ear, she whine too much. She wind up, them a wine too much, and this is a family thing, and yeah.
Wow. And knowing JoJo Mac, you're not going to just stand up and just sing like that. You have to
no. I don't even know what they were worrying about. Yeah. Girl, my little wine was like a country wine. I know it wasn't like for spice them kind of wine, because they can't really do all them kind of bubble in there. Mine was just like a Clarendon wine, so it wasn't even that big deal that they were talking about. Because look what's going on in the industry now, and nobody's complaining.
Nobody. Things and time have definitely changed, JoJo. But you're who you are, so they can't stop you, right? Blessings.
Yes, so I'm finishing with the story about the Ducky Simpson now.
Yes.
So when Ducky asked me to sing that time, I didn't do it because I just wanted to concentrate on my career.
Yeah.
So let's fast forward to 2014, and as a matter of fact, Fitzroy Francis is a very good friend of mine, and this is Francis' husband. Yes, Phyllis Francis' husband.
Yes.
He was, just looking out for me in the music. He wasn't managing me or anything at the time, but he was looking out for me and looking for opportunities for me and helping me out with little things, you know what I mean? And so because he worked with Black Uhuru before, the young lady that was singing with them at the time had left, and Ducky was looking for someone else to replace her. So Fitzroy Francis suggested, to him, let JoJo Mac do it. So this time around, I was willing to do it, but I was willing to do it under conditions. And the condition was that I get to sing background, that I get to be the opening act for the shows as JoJo Mac. Before I actually do the Black Uhuru thing, and that was that was a deal. So I sang with them for 2 years. After 2 years, you know, it was a great thing. I just never got to do the opening act thing that I you know, was part of the deal. And I kind of left in 2016 because that did have hurt my feelings. And, you know, and I was getting a little bit of fight from some people still, but, you know, still love and respect Ducky Simpson, and, you know, Black Uhuru is still one of my favorite groups. It was a wonderful thing to have gotten that opportunity singing with them, because it's take up a nice little spot in my bio.
I noticed. When I saw it, I opened my eyes. I'm like, wow, yes, I love it. Yes, you have that in your bio, you have that on your resume, you have that everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, because you know, Black Uhuru is the first group that ever won a reggae Grammy.
Yes.
And you know, to be a part of that group is a big deal for me. You know, I don't know what anybody else thinks, but for me it's a big deal. So big respect to Fitzroy Francis. You know, that's one of the biggest things to happen to my music, and he was behind that.
Yes, absolutely. That's a big deal. Big deal. I hear Chris Martin sing about big deal. This is definitely a big deal.
Yeah, man.
Yes, definitely. All right, you also work with Cox and Dad Studios. Tell us a little bit about that. You work with so many stars, you know, JoJo. Tell us about that.
All right, well, let me tell you about Cox and Dad now. When I was in DC, I was living in DC, because DC is really home for me. I'm living in Philadelphia right now. But when I go home for Christmas and for Thanksgiving, it's DC that I go to, because that's actually home for me in America.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, where my family is and stuff, and that's where I first came when I come to America. So that's where I had my businesses, and at the time when I met Cox and Dad, I had just given up my hair salon, because I had a hair salon, and I gave it up. I just closed it one day and tell the people then 2 months ahead, look, I'm going to close this because I can't get to sing. I'm in need to go sing. And now give me no chance to go out and sing, because I can't even trust them how to do the business properly. So I'm going to close it, and I'm going to go chase my music in Jamaica. And what I did was I closed the shop, and I moved to Florida so I could be close to Jamaica, put my stuff in storage in Florida, and moved to Jamaica for 2 years.
Yes.
And when I went to Jamaica, I was about to come back after a year and something, because I was so frustrated, couldn't get anything done the way I wanted it to. You know, you run into all kind of people, and you run into walls again, and we can't deal with the walls. And so I was getting ready to come back home, when one day I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and he said he was at Freddie McGregor's studio. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to take a taxi and go over there. And when I went over to Freddie's studio, I saw this man out and, you know, I was there for a while. Then this guy out in the yard singing, and the most beautiful voice I heard. And I went outside, and I'm like, oh my God. And I started singing with him, like harmonizing what he was singing. And come to find out, it was Ernest Wilson, the great Ernest Wilson. So he was like, wow, what a beautiful voice you have. And he said, you know, I could introduce you to Mr. Cox and Dad from Studio One. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yes. And I said, how about tomorrow? He gave me the address to Studio One. And he said, how about you meet me there at 12 o'clock? And I was there long before him, because he didn't come till 2. But when I got there, you know, the Studio One gate is not something easy to get into, but I got in. And when I got there, you know, I introduced myself at the front desk to Mrs. Dodd, and people were surprised, because they were like, Mrs. Dodd was so welcoming to me and everything. And they said normally she's not that welcoming to women, but her and I had a little chat for about 10 minutes, and next thing I know, I was in the back with Mr. Dodd. Mr. Dodd, you know, I told him, I said, you know, Ernest wanted me to come and meet you, but he's not here yet. And Mr. Dodd said to me, do you have anything I can hear? And I'm like, yes, I had the CD in my hand. But I just forget all about the CD when I have it on my hand, and we just start sing, make up a song right in my head, and start sing to Mr. Dad. And Mr. Dad told me, you know, he said, all right, go sit out front with Mrs. Dad until Ernest comes. By the time Ernest came 2 hours later, Mr. Dad had already gone in his archive and found a beat for me, and bring me back into the studio and asked me if I can sing on the beat. I wrote a song to that beat in like 15-20 minutes, and I made my song for him, my first song for him, 3 hours after I met him. I actually spent 8 months there making 22 songs for Mr. Cox and Dodd. And when I talk about 8 months, I talk about 5 days a week. He gave me a driver to pick me up and take me home. I get a check not a check, but we get an envelope with money every Friday. I got a contract with a great, big, nice advance. The whole thing, it was so professional, so beautiful. I made 22 songs for him. And I remember, he and his wife treated me so well. As a matter of fact, when I started, he wanted me and Ernest Wilson to do a duets album. So Ernest and I first did 5 songs together.
Right.
When we did that 5 songs, Ernest stopped coming. He wasn't coming as much and he just wasn't showing up. Yeah. So Mr. Dad was like, all right, since Ernest's not showing up, I'm just going to do an album with you then. Yes. And so we end up doing this, and then Sleepy came through, Horace Andy. He came through and heard me doing a song one evening and asked Mr. Dad if he can do a song with me. Yes. And Mr. Dad said, sure. And Mr. Dad asked me, do you have a song you and him can do? And I had lots of songs written. Yes. And so, yes, I told him, yes, I have a song. And they started making the beat for that song same evening. And the next day we came and we recorded the song together. It was called Sweetest Love. Yes. And after like a couple of days, Horace came back and said, Mr. Dad, I want to do another song with her now. And Mr. Dad was like, do you have a song? And he said, no, I'm going to write one, right? Yes. Mr. Dad, no, he calls everybody Jackson. And he looked at Horace and he said, Jackson, say, I think you should let her write the song because her pen is stronger than yours.
Wow.
So I end up writing that second song for us. So we did 2 songs together. And I end up doing a total of 22 songs. And when I was ready to leave Jamaica, Mr. Dad, called me in the back and he said, you did 22 songs and I can tell you this, 21 of them is great. The song about the pony, you never ride the pony too good from that one day. So we never ride the pony too good. So out of the 22 songs, he had 21 great songs. Wow. And he actually put out 2 of the songs. One of the songs, was a cover by, because I did one cover, and that was a one cover by Candy State Victim. Yes. And I did another one, that he put out as well. But, I don't know, Mr. Dad died before I could get my album out. I remember that when I was leaving too, I went to the airport. Yes. To go back home, and when I got to the airport at the time, my things and my ticket good still. Because it was an open ticket that I bought, but I had spent over a year, so the ticket, the dead I will never know. When we reach the airport, I'm like, you can't travel on this. And I went back with my suitcase and everything to Studio One and tell Mr. Dad, said, Mr. Dad, I can't travel on this ticket and I don't have no more money to get back. And Mr. Dad gave me all the money I needed and then some. And the next day I traveled. Okay. So I had a wonderful time with Studio One and Mr. Dad. And I'm just praying that one day they get to put out them 20 songs. Them 22 songs or 21 of them. Because trust me, he had told me he was going to make me the new Marcia Griffiths of the new Studio One. Yes, he said that in the newspaper and everything. So you're going to be the next Marcia Griffiths of Studio One. But that never happened,
Yes. So unfortunate that he died. Because you understand, just imagine meeting Cox and Dad. And the first day you met him 3 hours after he let you went ahead and record a song. That doesn't happen. Like JoJo, you are definitely a star because that not really happening.
It really, because people are coming there and saying, even Merlin Weber and Jennifer Lara and them were saying, how come you just walk in a Studio One and everybody just embrace you? And Mrs. Dad embraced you. I remember Mrs. Dad, after I was there like a few months, Mrs. Dad came to America. And when she come back, she bring one whole heap of clothes for me. Yes.
Really like you.
Because
Yes.
I was down there for a while.
Yes. Yes. Wow. This story is definitely amazing, Jojo. And you're also an author. So I hope one day, I know you have some books out, but did you put any of this in the books that you have written?
No, because the books I wrote are not are fiction. You know,
Okay,
they're fiction. They're stories I made up in my head.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm not at that place where my story would bring any traction. I'm not at that place where I feel like I'm big enough that my story would interest anybody. So I'm waiting, for something big to pop. And if not pop bigger than this, maybe later I do the story. But yeah, I'm waiting to get both feet in the door, the whole body in the door. You see me?
Your story so far is amazing, and I'm telling you, I would buy the book right now. Trust me. Just you put in everything that you just told me about how it started coming right up. Trust me, that would be a very, very interesting book, because what the story that you just told us about Sir Coxsone, I'm telling you, Jordan, this doesn't happen. Ask anybody who has been around Studio One and stuff like that, or even in the industry, things like that. You have to really be talented and gifted for someone like that to just voice you the same day that he meets you. Trust me, that doesn't happen. That's a story all by itself. Needs to go into a book. Trust me.
And they were so protective of me. He and Mrs. Todd, because I remember one of the drivers that they got for me. Like I said, he got a driver for me to pick me up every day and take me home.
Yes.
And whatever, if I needed to go somewhere, he'd get that driver to go and take me as well.
Yes.
And I remember one day he said to me, because guess who was one of my driver? Bounty Killer's dad.
Wow.
Well,
Yes.
they call him Breezer. Breezer was one of my drivers.
Yes.
And I remember when Mr. Dad asked me one morning, because I guess him never looked that comfortable with Breezer.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't complaining because I feel like I can't handle myself.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me, he said, Jojo, are you comfortable with Breezer?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is he bothering you? And I said, yeah, a little. And that was the last day that Breezer drove me. He never met Breezer take me home that night. He found me a new driver.
Yeah, very protective of you. That's
Very protective.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome to everyone. If you're just joining us, we're speaking to JoJo Mac on the other end. You're locked into Reggae Storm Radio and also on Kambooster Seven Figures Facebook page. So welcome. Pandian's Restaurant. She's on Facebook and she says she's also locked in on the radio. Big up yourself every time. Katie,
Big up.
CEO, yes. And Phyllis says that your book Secrets is a page turner, so I think we need to get a copy of that one. Yes. Yes.
Ask Phyllis if she got part 2, because part 2 came out last year.
Part 2 came out, Phyllis, so you need to run over and get part 2 of Secrets. Alright? Dan, good evening. Welcome. We are talking to JoJo Mac right here on Reggae Storm Radio. This is such an interesting conversation. I could stay here for hours and listening to JoJo Mac. You need to write a book about your story, man. Trust me, it will be very, very...
I will write that book.
Definitely.
Can I make a suggestion to you, Kambooster?
Absolutely.
I know we're talking on WhatsApp right now. Can you call me directly on the phone, like just call the number instead of because you're going in and out for me.
Absolutely. Let me just play one of your tracks. Meanwhile, we do that.
Right.
All right. Blessings.
The greatest thing that God gives to mankind is life.
Life is good.
Life is good.
This is one of JoJo Mac and Shaka Demos. Life is good. Life is good, talking to JoJo Mac right here on Reggae Storm Radio.
Every day I can't stop my maker, thank you for
from the Get Out the Way album. Life is good. JoJo Mac and Shaka Demos. Skilly Gang from Gambia, big up yourself. All right, life is so good. We have JoJo Mac on the other end of the line. JoJo, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Wonderful. I hope you're hearing me better now.
Yes, definitely.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I love this song. It's from your latest album, Get Out the Way. How did this collab come about, JoJo?
Well, okay, I'm gonna say this because my producer that produced my album, that is a part of my record company,
Yes.
Fire and Ice Records.
Mm-hmm.
He's wrote songs for Shaka Demos and Pliers and quite a few other people.
Yes.
And so he and Shaka are good friends.
Yes.
So he talked to Shaka about doing a song with me, and we ended up doing two together.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, he and I wrote the entire song for Shaka, and we wrote a whole album for Shaka almost, except for a couple songs.
Yes.
And so Shaka Demos, we do one song first, and then he wanted me to do another one.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, even on his last album I don't know if it's his last album, but his album, his second coming album, I wrote about 8 of his songs on that. So
Yes.
we actually, are collaborators in other ways.
Yes.
So that's how we end up doing those songs. Yes. But when we're talking about the Get Out the Way album, I was talking about Fitzroy Francis
Yes.
and how he introduced me to Ducky Simpson.
Right.
Fitzroy Francis is one of the producers on the album as well. He produced the song Now Surrender. So I love to play that.
On the Get Out the Way
Mrs.
album.
Francis, yeah, our husband going with on the album.
Wow, absolutely. Now Surrender. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
Fitzroy Francis, Mighty Full 13 Records.
All right, so let me hear it now. Now Surrender is the name of this one. I love it. I feel we started from the TOP. Now Surrender. Yes. We have JoJo Mac on the other line. This is fresh off the Get Up the Way album. This is the latest album from JoJo Mac. JoJo, tell us about this song, Now Surrender.
That song is a song where, like I said, you run into roadblocks all the time. And let me tell you, when I wrote that song, what I was feeling, you know, when they post things them on Facebook and Instagram,
Yes.
I mean, I get no likes.
Yeah.
I mean, I start feeling okay, you know, like damn.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna say, you know, people are sick because then it will tell you, you know, you have 200 views,
Yes.
but nobody now put no likes or nothing, and you know, some of the people, them are people you know very well who are supposed to be friends
Right.
and stuff like that. I mean, like, man, something wrong,
Yes.
they get a fight,
Yes.
and you know, once you start as a writer, you start feeling like you're getting a fight, and think you're gonna write about that is a song, that right?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's kind of how now surrender come about, me getting into my feelings, you know?
Yes, absolutely. And so many people can attest. Them say a king never get crowned in their own country, which that is definitely the truth. Because you know you're doing a good job, you're putting in the work, and as you say, you can see the views, you know, people looking and they're listening and everything, but they just not get the support that we probably expected. But you know what? The best thing about this, JoJo, is when we don't give up and we don't let that make us want to stop. Because as I always say, I use the lemons that life throws at me to make lemonade. You understand? And that's what
Right.
pushes me and motivates me and get me through.
Well, they
every
eat the
day.
lemons straight. We bust it and eat it straight.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes. Gwen, big up yourself. Big up. Good night to you also. And Millicent is loving the song. Facebook people them love it. Definitely. New album, you know, just got released in February. So it's pretty new, same way. And we're gonna
Pretty
definitely,
new.
yes, definitely put some fire on this one. And you need to run out and, you know, support JoJo because she's coming from, you know, JoJo, talking about coming from, I was watching a clip on YouTube with you on stage, you with your band, your background vocals and everything, and you were doing the Jimmy Cliff cover, and I watched it, like, to be honest, about 5 times, you know, in awe. I was like, wow, these are the things I'm seeing that you have been putting on the work.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago.
Yes. Little young JoJo Mac doing that thing, and you were Goldie then, because that was your name. Yes, Goldie was her name back then, to change it to JoJo Mac now, but you know, so you've been doing your thing. So when you reach, you know, where you're supposed to in the industry, nobody can grudge you, JoJo, because you have been putting in the work.
You know what? I've come to the conclusion that, you know, only God knows,
Yes.
you know, where I'm supposed to be and when I'm supposed to be there.
Yes.
And I always feel like He didn't bring me this far to leave me now.
Absolutely.
And you know, my voice over the years, it's amazing because most people, as they get older, their voice probably fade, and mine keeps getting better and better. I can hold notes now that I couldn't hold back then,
Yes.
even as a young girl.
Yes.
You know, I can do some things on the stage right now what I couldn't do back then, and I thought I was pretty hot back then.
You were.
Right?
Trust me, you were.
Because the stage is my place to be. It's my favorite place to be.
I can see.
And you know, it's amazing because you know how you go to a show and a lot of people are not in the venue.
Yes.
And when when the people the opening acts come on, right?
Yes.
Nobody come up front. Everybody they run back and wait till the headliner come. Everybody run up front.
Yes. Yes.
Well, it so happens that whenever and wherever I do a show, the people always run up front
Yes.
for me,
Yes.
and show me a lot of love, and because you know that's my favorite place to be, and I think I do very well there on the stage. I remember the first time, like when I was in Washington DC, I remember, you know, I would be opening up for everybody, open for Shabba,
Yes.
the 2 times when Shabba win Grammy.
Yes.
I open for Judy Moore, I open for Ninja Man, I open for everybody because you know, my people then were promoters, and like I said, I had the club. So when we rent out the club for shows, people put me on the shows.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I was opening for everybody. You name the artist, I opened for them, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I remember one night I did my own show, but it wasn't at my place. It was at this place that was just popping. They had just opened a place to call Reggae Clubhouse down by Upshur Street in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
And they weren't open on a Sunday night. Friday and Saturday night were their nights, and
Yes.
they weren't open on a Sunday night. But my promoter, they got the place for Sunday night, and they had two sides by then. So this place was holding over 1,000 people. And I remember for a Sunday night, right?
Yeah.
I'm the headliner. I'm headlining my very first show. And do you know that by the time like 8 o'clock, show time supposed to be 10 o'clock.
Yes.
And by the time 8 o'clock come, they were turning people back.
Wow.
Because the place was so packed.
Cool.
And
Yes.
I'm like, that was a night I lost all of my nervousness on stage, because I normally be like nervous for the first 2 minutes or so when I go on stage.
There you go.
That was a night I lost all of my nerves. I never got nervous after that day.
Wow.
Because I'm like, they're here for me, they're here for Goldie. And oh boy, did I sing that night.
Can imagine.
Yes. And people still talk about that show. It's amazing, because I would go to DC and do a show, and people were like, you remember Reggae Clubhouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing. And I'm glad you got over the nervousness, because it takes a while. But when you see that the people are there to support you, definitely the confidence that you build that night, JoJo, I can just imagine. You don't need to be nervous anymore. It's just like me. I was so nervous, like going on a live. But now the support that I get from my friends and my fans and my followers and my family, everybody just give me so much support right now when I'm on the radio or even on Facebook and Instagram. Not even a drop of nervousness is in me right now. I could go on and go on.
On.
So definitely.
I remember the second time I opened for Shabba.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Shabba people them came in and they never even want me partake of the water and then something in the green room.
Yes.
They have to just sit down there and watch the water, and then some people have to get them own water because I can't touch Shabba water and fruits
Yes.
and things. But Shabba, me not think Shabba would do that, but I saw them handlers then they go on, right?
Yes.
And I remember I'm there with my band,
Yes.
because I had my band, and I'm supposed to do like 7 songs with my band.
Mm-hmm.
No, Shabba road manager came to me and said, look, Shabba Ranks there, and we don't want you to do more than 2 songs, because Ray, Tay, right? We're soon ready for go on stage.
Yes.
And I was getting a little attitude, but my handlers, they were like, no, don't get no attitude, just go up there and blaze up the place for your 2 songs.
Right.
And I went up there and did that, and Shabba's manager, road manager at the time, he was just standing there with his mouth wide open.
Yeah.
And when I was walking off the stage, when I finished, he said, no man, go back and finish your show.
Yes.
He said, go back and finish your show, man. Yeah.
You see that? Yes, they have to finish your show.
Yes, and I ended up finishing my entire show.
Exactly.
And I was so mad after I finished the show, I never ever stay back to meet Shabba.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I never stay back to meet Shabba, because I didn't love Shabba, I still love Shabba, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Lady Tia, big up yourself. Lady Tia said JoJo Mac is a great artist. Yes, definitely she is.
And I said, much thanks, and I rate her too.
Alright. Yeah, man, share here, yeah, man. Locked in on Facebook. Everybody on Facebook, gonna big up on yourself, Thanks so much for the support. Alright, so we in your album, still in your album, the Get Out The Way album. How did you come up with that name though?
Alright, there's a song on the album called Get Out The Way.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We call it Get Out The Way because, not just because of the song,
Yes.
but because, like I said, I've always feel like there's obstacles in my way.
Yes.
And I feel like it's time that them just move them barriers there and give a girl a break.
Of course.
So that's part of the reason for Get Out The Way. But the song Get Out The Way, how that came by, I remember I went to London to do Mr. Mighty's birthday party.
Yes.
Mr. Mighty from Vibes FM, the one that worked with us on Silk Radio right now.
Yes, big up Mr. Mighty, of course. Yes.
Yeah, and I did Mr. Mighty birthday party, and then Mr. Mighty had a show that he was playing at,
Yes.
a dance, and we went to the dance. And while I was there, whether they're dancing and having like a fun time, they're in England now and having a vibe, and I feel like nobody don't know me, so I can go and, broke out like a bit,
Yes.
And I remember there were guys that pushing people out of the way when the video camera come.
Yes.
You know, when the video camera covers like they will push out the girls and out of the way the man them, you know?
Yes.
And that's how that song came about. If you play it all the way and listen to it.
Yeah, that's it. So the men want you to be in the video lights? You're telling
The
me
men want to take the video light from the ladies, and that's how that song came about.
Wow. Wow. And then the things that go on in England. Let me play this song with the people there.
Breaking news. We interrupt your scheduled program to bring you this message from the ladies of the dance hall. Some guys fighting for the video light. Come here to tell you that it ain't right. Move on to the girls a spotlight. Go and get yourself a red stripe. Just want to see the girls them whine. They love to see when we move our waistline. Get off the floor, it's about time. The girls are back, it's our time to shine. Girls are coming to the cause you're hot. The big spenders, them approve that. Don't you know we have the dance in lock? The girls are here to take the dance floor back. The girls are not to see them on them flossing. We don't want to see them go dancing. It's time some guys stop violating. Move to the side, don't have the girls waiting. On the floor, some guys going wild. They need to stop and check their profile. Stop to right now, the girls are back in style. Back to show off their feminine wiles. Let's bring the sexy back to the dance floor. Wanna see the girls moving, dancing like before. Let's bring the sexy back to the dance floor. Says heads turning, crying out for more.
Get out of the way.
To know what is going on.
That's the name of this one.
Meeting with the ladies trying to
That's also the name of JoJo Mac's album. Get out the way, JoJo. You're going with yourself, yes. They can't want to take over the world of the video lights. Absolutely. Love it.
But that's what's happening right now, if you notice, you know? As a matter of fact, not only are they taking the girls out of the video light,
Yeah.
they might use them as weapons and shit. You notice they're beating them, throwing them in the walls and throwing them on the floor and jump on top of them and you know, I'm like, I feel so bad for these girls.
I call it dancing. Yeah.
So them not dance with them anymore, them just murder them, you know?
Yes. That's not dancing at all. You can't manage them to dance. They like my dance nice and easy.
Yeah, nobody now rub out the wall again, you know?
That's so true. That is definitely so true. Don says, JoJo Mac, you have come a far way. Continue to do the great
Oh,
work.
thank you, Don.
Absolutely. And she loved the song. So say fire emoji there on Facebook, of course. Yes, definitely, JoJo. It's a great album. Very great album. And you know, we just definitely want everybody to go out and, you know, support it because you have been working and it's not just one album that you have another one. Plus you have tons of singles that, you know, backs up your work. You can, I was saying to you, you can do an entire 3 hours, if not more, on stage, you know, entertaining people.
You want the catalog huge one
Yes.
of songs like Dread Out There, Stormy Night. And you know, Dread Out There and Stormy Night were actually on the all genre chart with the great singers of the R&B and hip hop, Beyonce and Rihanna,
Yes.
all of those singers, and Stormy Night was actually number 2 on the all genre chart, and at the same time, Dread Out There was number 4. So yeah, it was among, you know, the big deal people them and did very well, number 2 and number 4 song on that all genre chart. But still never get too much you know, when I get too much traction with that either. I don't know, maybe because I don't have the big name, but I thought those were the things that made the names bigger and bigger, but you know, that's what the thing said. Me not complain, me still a sing, nothing now gonna stop me from singing, me love it.
It's definitely never too late. JoJo, because sometimes I've seen a lot of artists, they have songs and I think it's Wayne Wonder, I don't want to mistaken about it, but he just got a big gold for one of his songs that he has done like years ago.
Yeah, 20-something years ago.
Yeah, so
You know.
that's what I love about music. You know, when you sing a song, even if it don't make it tomorrow or next week or next year, 15, 10 years down the line, you never know. That could be the next big thing. You understand? That make you the person that you've always wanted to do and get the box that you need to get.
Right, and when you have a catalog as big as mine, because like I said, my catalog is huge.
Absolutely.
When you have a catalog as big as mine, you never know what might happen in the long run, even when you stop singing.
Sure.
And you know, the only thing that's gonna stop me from singing is if God take away my voice.
Right.
You understand? So, and you know, look like him ready to do nothing like that no time soon. So, so I'm all tired to serve face.
Yes, definitely. Lady Tia, so your time is coming, my love. Absolutely. We can feel it, you know. You know, you're full of talent. You're full of talent.
You know how many times I feel it already?
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh, I feel it right around the corner, and then, you know, it's like a Jamaica mile, never end. You know, the Jamaica people tell right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
And you can't reach the place there, even though they said it's right around the corner.
No, you know, this industry, JoJo, they always say it's a male-dominated industry and all of that. And most of my female guests, I always ask them, you know, what's their experience like, or what do they think, you know, because you're a woman. What it is like working in this industry?
Oh, so you're asking me what it's like working in this industry?
Yes, because
what it's
so
like
many
working in
different-
this industry is that we have to work twice as hard as the boys.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
We have to wear iron drawers and and you know seriously you have to wear iron drawers and we have to work twice as hard as the guys. But the thing is too, you know, a lot of times it's not that we're not even doing as good song as the guys. We're doing just as good song as the guys.
Right.
But if you notice, even with a lot of the DJs, they don't play the females as much. It's all about the boys. About the boys. In the parties, it's all about the boys. And you know, that's part of what keeps us as females back, because there's so many of us. And I think. Let me put it out there that the things that I'm kind of afraid of a little bit, because you know we're powerful women in this business, and they feel the power, and them no want us to be dominant, you know. So a lot of that is that I think they're afraid, and you know, let me challenge them right now. You are. Open the door for us and see what we can do.
Yeah. So what about woman to woman now? What is the support like from, you know, fellow females in the industry to our JoJo?
All right. I ask this question because, you know, I'm a very outspoken person. I like to stay real to the thing.
Yes.
So I hate when they ask me this question, Kambooster, about how with other women. I've always been a big supporter of other women. And, you know, you already know that I do the entertainment news, and I would put all the women in there that are not getting the buzz. As long as we see them have something in the paper, and we make them know, say, yo, send it on and we deal with it for you. And make, you know, give you a little buzz across the world. Because my entertainment news, it goes to 72, now about it's 78 stations across the world, 8 countries, and it's a weekly news report, which means that it runs several times through the week, Monday through Saturday, Sunday through Saturday, and therefore it's a big deal, that news report. And I would put some of these women in there and thing, and you know, big them up, because I feel like, you know, we all need that, especially the women from America, because we don't get we don't get that thing. They don't give us that love in Jamaica. We don't get cross the airport, that's all. So what I do, I would the women in America like myself who are still trying to get both feet in the door, I would put them in the news reports and thing, and you know, I don't feel no love from them, even though I would do that for them. I don't feel no love come from them, to be honest. They don't see them like when we were like for them things. They don't see them deal with certain things. Maybe 1 or 2 of them might give a little thing, but you know, I feel like, you know, me see it sometimes in other women that they're not really that supportive, and I kind of feel like I'm alone up here, like, you know what I mean? But me don't mind that, because I'm alone up, period. And you know, even them make me want to go like harder too. Because I tell them, I would come out and let them know, look, we have to come together and get strong, because if we're not strong up ourselves, the men have even that much more power over we. I'm like, we're in numbers, we are awesome, we are fantastic.
Yeah.
But them not hear that 'cause everybody want for them name alone for car. So them not hear that something there. Them not understand how well we can do in numbers. They don't see that. And because of that, I kind of just keep to myself,
Yes.
to be honest, and just do JoJo Mac.
Yes. Wow.
So that's how I look at it with the women in the business. The women in the business are not nice to each other. And because they're not nice to each other, they don't even understand that I help people in the background too.
Right.
Because if we come together and do this thing, we are trying to only to show them and tour the place and do the thing. Right?
Yes.
Come together and pool and do a thing. They wouldn't even understand how powerful that is. But everybody wants to be the girl, just like everybody wants to be the man.
Right.
And then nobody now move not in the same like a place and sing the same like a song. So so I hate when this question is asked of me because that is how I get.
And you're not the first one who have asked this particular question in an interview, and they just pour their mind because you're not telling a lie. And women supporting women, we need to support each other. Trust me.
They don't understand.
Yes, this is something
how
very,
important
very
that is.
important. This is vital. This is vital. And you understand, but everybody want to be on top and be, as you say, be that girl or be that.
And then everybody stay at the bottom because none of us is strong enough on our own.
No, can't do
We
that.
need each other in order to move up.
We do. Yes.
But they don't see the big picture. They're looking at the tiny like an insect.
Yes.
They don't see the big picture.
Definitely, JoJo. And this song I want to play, you understand? It's called Woman. And I just want to play this also from your, no, it's not from your album.
Get Out the Way album.
Oh, yes, it's also from your Get Out the Way album. Wow. This year, our album has something for everybody. And that's what I love about this album. There's a little of everything. And I was telling you earlier, Georgia, and I want to tell you publicly, what makes this album amazing is that every song you listen, there's a difference in it. Something for everybody on the album. And you understand? See, everything that sound alike, sound the same. Once you come off that song, you go on the other one, there's something different and remarkably different, and that sounds good. And I just want to tell you, JoJo, you have so much more albums to put out, because what you're gonna get from this album, it's just gonna make you want to push even more, even though your catalog is already big. But it's something that, I'm just, getting to acquainted with this album and even with you. And you are definitely a great person who has been doing the work. And it's just time that you're waiting on now for the world to see, JoJo. And I'm here with you.
Thank you, beautiful Kambooster. I appreciate that.
It is definitely my pleasure. Let me play Woman. Blessings, everybody. And all the women them on the live. I'm going to big up on myself. All right.
I'm warm and strong and beautiful. Yeah. I am woman. Hear me roar. Too important to ignore. I am woman. Feel my strength. I have the power to defend, and I sit tall.
Beautiful songs. Woman. JoJo Mac. Beautiful song, beautiful song. Get Out the Way album. JoJo Mac, a woman. Beautiful song. I just want to see the support. I just want to see the coming together, the unity, the strength of women in this industry. Women worldwide, everybody just come together. We need each other. As JoJo Mac just said, we cannot do it on our own. You think Kambooster, what I do here, you think I don't can, you think we can come and talk to the walls, interview the walls? No. Whatever you see me doing, there's somebody behind it. There are other people who is helping to make this thing grow. So we have to come to the realization and understand that none of us, no matter what we do, cannot do it alone. So we need the love and we need the support. And that is what we're asking for tonight and going forward. Great
Yeah,
song.
the boys, they show strength among themselves. They show support among themselves.
Yes.
You might not have, everybody liking each other, but you have a group of guys that get together and do them thing.
Yes.
We can do the same. It's just that, I don't know what it is, this cat mouse mentality thing,
Yes.
It's not working for us, and it's like can't they see that it's not working when you do something over and over and it not work? Try something new.
Try something
Gosh.
new.
Definitely. Something new. Beautiful song indeed, says Dan. Fire emojis and go up on Facebook, absolutely. Unity is strength and we need that. You have another song, it's called Greater Power. I was listening to this song and trust me, JoJo, you know you're a great songwriter. You know how to put pen to paper and write a song. Because we have I've heard other songs on this. This is a beautiful rhythm. I even have one of my artists from Crisis, Imar Shepherd, also has a song on this rhythm, and a lot of other artists has a song on this rhythm. And you have Greater Power on this rhythm. That's the name of the song. And before you tell us about it, I just want to play it for our listeners and our viewers to hear, because you're really, really talented, and that's something that the world needs to know, JoJo. And they're gonna hear it tonight, right here on Reggae Storm. Greater Power, that's the name of this one.
God give me strength as I go on my way. Give me the will to fight one more day. Lord, from the start, you in my heart. That's why I'm singing. Every step I take, I pray that you never let me stray. Be the one by my side. Be my guide on a road that never ends. I know you're my only friend. On you I can depend. You are my right. I pray you stay right here by me. Let me go, never let me go. No, I believe in a greater power.
Lady Tia said, pull it up. She said she loves this song. We love this song too, Lady Tia. Big song, Greater Power. JoJo Mac.
From the start, you in my heart. That's why I'm singing. Every step I take, I pray that you never let me stray. Be the one by my side. Be my guide on a road that never ends. I know you're my only friend. On you I can depend. You are my right.
Greater power. You're locked into Reggae Storm Radio. This is DJ Kambooster. Big song from JoJo Mac. Greater power. I see the heart emojis. I see the fire emojis. I see you guys are loving it. Beautiful song. Beautiful song of JoJo Mac. Greater power. I believe. The JoJo, you know why? I love this song so much I can relate. I remember, I remember days, JoJo, that I used to pray for the things that I have now. Personally.
Right.
So I know and I believe in the power of prayer. We need it. Definitely. This is such a great song, JoJo. Wonderful, inspirational song.
You know, we can't do anything without God in it.
Can't, never. Definitely. You put in the work, JoJo. You put in the work. Definitely, you've put in the work. And it's so great, and I'm so happy. You know, I got the chance, the opportunity to hold a reason with you. You understand? To let the people know that JoJo deserves her flowers because you put in the work.
Well, you definitely know how to make a girl feel good.
Yes. Seriously, yes. But JoJo, you put in the work. This is definitely remarkable. Listening to your album, listening to, you know, some of your random singles, and knowing you personally, because for those of you who don't know, JoJo and I work together on another radio station. We co-host and on the panel, and we interview other artists and stuff. But knowing her, seeing her work ethics, seeing and hearing the type of work that she has put in, it actually motivates me also. So no, JoJo, you make everybody know that no matter what people say, the fights you get from tasty days come right up. We've heard your story.
Yeah, I feel like I always have to put in the extra work.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But I'm not jaded at all. I'm not jaded.
Yes.
I'm not jaded at all. I it's like every time that you take a step, there's a song on the Get Out the Way, Get Out the Way album.
Yes.
Oh my God, that I wrote, Learning to Win.
Learning to Win, yes.
Learning to Win is a song that talks about how I feel about my journey.
Yes.
Like, it's a learning process.
Yes.
Every step I take.
Yes.
Is a learning process, and there's going to be that time when I get to the finish line,
yes.
and I hold on to that,
yes.
As a hope.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to do it. Because you have to put in extra everything in the job, you have to put in extra. Some people have it easy, trust me. They do.
Yeah, and you have those people who come and, it happened for them right away. And I'm not mad at that either, because you know what? Why should everybody go through it hard like us?
Right.
So I don't have a problem that somebody else come and can get by, because not everybody can stand, can do the longevity thing.
Right.
Some people would give up if they didn't get that quick break.
Right.
People, see, God don't give us more than we can manage, they say. And I guess God knows the ones that can endure.
Yes.
And I'm one of those.
Yes, definitely.
So I'm not mad when somebody else come and overnight it happened for them. I'm not mad either, especially another woman. Because if you don't have to go through the things I go through, or does somebody else go through, that's all great. Some people will say, then she just come and here, she just turn up. I'm happy for her, because I know everybody can manage that something.
Right. That's true. Yes.
So God have to open the way for some of them right away. Some of us can endure.
Right. Absolutely.
And I do believe that the race is not for the swift. If you're swift and you can get in, fine. But if you can endure and you have a long distance runner, why not do your distance and just thank God you're in it anyway?
Yes. Absolutely.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. I have Dread out there on the turntable because someone on Facebook, Dan, said that she loves that song. So I just want to play a little part of it.
Pick up yourself, Dan.
Every time. So let us hear a part of Dread out there. All right. This one is a special request. Dread out there. JoJo Mac.
All them a try to fight down I. All them a try to fight down I. I just a dread out there. I just a dread out there. So forward of yourself. All that dread and bother I. Oh yeah. I just a dread out there. Oh yeah. I just a dread out there. Live for righteousness. Give up selfishness. Oh yeah.
Dread out there. Watch Plant Music. Watch Love Heart. JoJo Mac did this. Right here on Reggae Storm Radio. Dread out there. Big song, special request.
But you know that's a
request.
Joy White cover.
Yes, of course.
Yes, can not give her Joy White fair flowers.
No, man,
'Cause-
can't do that.
yeah.
What I love about you, Jojo, you put your own flavor and taste into it. Anything at all you touch, that's what I love about you. So even if you're doing an Adele cover or a Joy White or any cover, you're definitely, putting your personality into it and your flavor into it, and that makes it different.
That's important. I love when somebody do a cover song and you can, let me tell you, I don't like when somebody do a cover song and then try to do it exactly like the other artist.
No.
I like when they put their own thing to it and I can appreciate
Exactly.
the difference they bring to the song.
Absolutely.
That's what I love.
Absolutely, and that's exactly what you did. You know how to do it. You know the ropes. Definitely. Malcolm
You're so
said,
nice.
Tune, right, Malcolm? Yes, I'm not fighting more to them. You look like we have got a part two. Because right now we are all around out of time right now. And she got 2 hours. And I didn't do
So I can actually see some of the names there now. Dan Richards,
Yes.
Althea, Lady Tia, big up yourself,
Of course.
Malcolm Dale. Yes, big up yourself. Oh boy.
I love it.
Because
Somebody
I
names them.
aside, big up yourself on the ends and upon the ends, yes.
Definitely.
On the right ends.
The right
Big up
ends.
yourself.
Yes. It is such a joy to have you. We could go on and on and on and on. Definitely, but somebody else is coming after me on the radio and everything. But I just want you have the platform right now to just give some people some form of, based on your experience and everything, what advice would you give to, an upcoming artist right now? And
Well, to be honest with what's going on in the industry,
Yes.
I usually like not to give advice.
Yes.
Right? I don't like to give advice because especially you're not at that place yet where you can say you have that success and you're at the top of the ladder and you can, tell people, oh, if we get on top of the ladder, I'm still in a learning process trying to get up there at the top of the ladder. Like I said, still learning to win, right? But one of the things that I've noticed is how the industry have changed.
Yes.
There's not a lot of moral in the industry anymore. There's a lot of stuff that that we can't be proud of
Yes.
in the industry. And what I would say to anyone coming into the industry, especially another female,
Yes.
is that just keep your eyes on your prize.
Yes.
Don't worry about what somebody else is doing and how they're doing it.
Yes.
Because like myself, I wouldn't sing certain songs and I wouldn't do certain acts on stage. And not because I see it's making money for other people or they're singing certain things and people are yeah, she say about her pum pum or whatever. I'm not going there because, I feel like, I'm a lady of class, and I feel like it will get you everywhere. And those things are not things that will carry you through life like that. You might do now, but it's not something that you're going to be proud of when you're older. So just stay in your lane and do you. Do you. Don't try to be anybody else. Just try to do you. If you come from church and a church thing, you do your church thing. And, you just have faith in what you do and you'll get by. And, don't try to be, Maisie, and don't try to be Jacqueline, because you're not Maisie and you're not Jacqueline. Just do you. That's all I can say. Be yourself and take pride in what you do. At the end of the day, you want to be able to hold up your head everywhere you go.
And be proud. Absolutely. Wow. This is more than advice. Trust me. Because I'm taking that with me and I'm spreading it to everybody. Be yourself. You understand? It's going to be one JoJo, one Kambooster, one Dan, one Lady Tia. You understand? You can't be anybody else. We just have to be ourselves and be.
Yes, and it's not about money all the time. Everything is not about money. It's not about the money where you make all the time. That will come.
It will. Even today I was telling you, definitely, it will come. You understand? You're doing what you're doing from your heart. You're doing it because you love it. Trust me. The money part will come. 7 figures, I said that. Trust me. It will.
But right now, we just want to show them for come. So you know some of their JoJo Mac bookings are the thing, right?
Absolutely.
JoJo Mac bookings. But before you show, you won't be disappointed.
This is the time.
I bring it to the stage every time. I get to toot my own on. But right now, I'm not even the on yet toot. But the bull on. And the bull on, carry on to a little bit. Bull on yet toot. And I said, listen, bring JoJo Mac on your show. We can do the thing for you. We can make your show pop. I take pride in my performances. I love to perform. That's a place I love most out of everything in the music. No matter how well I do in studio, on that stage, mic, light, action, and my thing that. So yeah, we just want, with the place opening up again after COVID, the shows are slow. So I would love to see them speed up a little bit. But there in Philly, I can travel like Southwest. I can go everywhere. Yes, me.
Yes.
That paper will travel.
Yes. No matter the country, promoters listen. No matter the country you're in, JoJo Mac can be there. She can travel, and that's a great thing. You understand? You're ready. And you have to be ready. You can't wait until you hear this. Then you get ready. No.
Yes. JoJo Mac bookings at gmail.com. Right now, I don't have management.
Yes.
I don't have management right now. I'd love to get some nice management, but. I'm very picky that way too. So if there's somebody out there seriously, most of them have them think tight and would love to work with a girl like JoJo Mac. You can get in touch with me at JoJo Mac bookings for the shows and for whatever you want to talk about. We can talk some business. And I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, on Facebook JoJo Mac 11 Big Guns of Fire, right?
Yes.
And on Instagram it's JoJo Mac Music. You see, so you can reach me anywhere. You can just Google JoJo Mac and find me. And don't forget, I have 2 books out there, Secrets, Mix-Up Moods, and Deadly Attitudes. That's part 1. And part 2 is Secrets Unmasked. Yes, I'm working on the 3rd book now, but it's not a part anything. This one is all by itself. It's called Jamaican Gangster Girl, and that coming soon.
Wow. Yes, American
so, yeah.
Gangster Girl, yes. Definitely. Sounds very interesting, JoJo. Very, very interesting. All right, so JoJo just told you her social media handles are Gmail, where to link her for business, because she's ready. She is ready to travel. She's ready to perform. And as JoJo just said, the stage, that is what she loves the most. Not even the studio, but on stage. So all the promoters who are listening, all the producers, definitely don't need to link up with JoJo. Everybody's saying they love the show, they enjoy it and everything, JoJo Mac, and it's good vibes. And we're so grateful, and we're looking forward for the support, definitely, for JoJo. So give your shout outs, JoJo, as we wrap up right now.
Yeah, well, shout out to everyone listening, everyone, on online listening, and To you, Kambooster, you're a queen. You're a boss lady. I'm gonna rate you 100. I told you that today, you know, and I keep telling you that all the time. Big up to everyone, you know, on Thursday we're out there again for Silk Radio, I do a thing. And, you know, I'm getting ready to go on another radio station right now to do the entertainment news live.
Yes.
So it's at 9:15.
Yes.
So, you know, it's we're running and we're doing things. Big up to all my producers out there, you know, who, I did work for Pico Records, Smart Kid,
Yes.
Music Master, everybody, big up yourself again. Fitzroy Francis, because you're always so integral in my team. You know, even though I'm not official, you're always looking out for me, and, you know, I appreciate that. Big up yourself, Phyllis, Francis, and all the people that, you know, always support me. You know, I so respect you guys. So thanks to everyone. Thanks to the big producer on Fire and Ice Records, Winston Maya Solomon. You know, you're solid. You put this album together wonderfully for me, and, you know, you would never take no for an answer. When I said, nobody mix it again. You said, no, mix it again. I mix that.
All
yeah.
right.
And everything just went so well. So thanks to everyone who support me, and go out there and get the book. The books are really good.
Yes.
You know, support a girl, and get the album too. It's only $10, $9.99. You can get the album and the single them out there to see them with 99¢. Run up the thing. Yeah?
Yes. Thank you so much, JoJo. Really, really appreciate you taking the time out. You know, you have another radio station to go on in just a few minutes, like 10 minutes time, and, you know, taking the time out to come on to Kambooster, you know, interview a show, come on Reggae Storm Radio. It's really a pleasure. Just continue putting in the work. Definitely, you know, you have a girl support, you have Kambooster support, and for all my people, and definitely, you know, once Kambooster say I saw you go. So definitely,
you know, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Ah.
I love you, beautiful. Thank you so much for having me.
It is my
Thank you for bigging up the thing, car. You do it extra nice. And yes, I so
nice.
Appreciate you for that, you know. It's one thing you do an interview, but it's another thing that you have a talk like we have. And I totally appreciate that. You're very good at what you do. So, you know, they pick up me all evening. I'm going to big you up now. I make you know, say you are awesome at what you do. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And I see you Thursday over the other ends.
Yes, see you at work on Thursday. Definitely.
Yes.
You have a wonderful night, JoJo. All the
Yes,
best.
baby.
Stay
Bye,
blessed.
everyone.
Stay safe. Blessings.
In the race of my life, can't get to the finish line.
That was JoJo Mac.
Wonder why it's such a
Beautiful, talented JoJo Mac. I want to say thanks to everyone who was locked in to this great reason with Kambooster and JoJo Mac right here on Reggae Storm Radio, right here on Facebook. This one is called Learning to Win, right off our Get Out of the Way album. Thank you so much, ISI. See you on Thursday for your interview, alright? On Silk Radio. Blessings, blessings. Thank you guys so much for staying with us. You have a wonderful night. Great vibes. Great night. Thank you, Lady Tia. Andrew, pick up yourself. Thank you. Learning to win. Malcolm, pick up yourself. Thank you so much for staying up, listening to the great interview, alright? Get Out the Way album. Make sure you go and run it up. Get Out the Way album. JoJo Mac. Follow her pages on social media. Support the team. Thank you, JoJo. Have a good night. Blessings every time.